all lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
I need to have another one of these.
Amen, amen.
Gee. I kind of.
This is way over the edge. Like we it's not even over the edge. We died already.
This is beyond the event horizon. Like we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah, we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah.
Pause.
Pause.
He paused. I said pause, nigga. Mind you, LeBron is spending $2.5 million on his body. Pause.
I would give it to Barkley. Pause. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy, but I'll let you go. Pause. It's a luxury to have a big man. Pause. They gave him the soft one. The hard one. Pause, nigga. Pause. He paused. I said pause, nigga. Mind you, LeBron is spending $2.5 million on his body. Pause.
I would give it to Barkley. Pause. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy, but I'll let you go. Pause. It's a luxury to have a big man. Pause. They gave him the soft one. The hard one. Pause, nigga.
Boy, you looking like a milk dud. Nigga thought he was Michael Jordan. Boy, you looking like Blank Man. Boy, you looking like Lil Bill.
How you die does not redeem how you lived. You do not become a hero in your death when you are a weapon of the enemy in your life.
Well, negotiations, right? Politics. And we're out of time. So you.
Hey, y'all, Gravity, any day above ground, live it. Hope you having a fantastic start to your Friday, especially if you're a college football fan. Yesterday, I ain't watching none of them games. I just saw the scores. Alabama, you're lost. And I think it's over. I think that era of the roll tide, I think they're rolling like Andre Williams rolled in Detroit. Right into obscurity. Georgia, I don't know what the hell y'all was doing yesterday from what I saw on the clips, but I wondered why the city was so quiet today. Yeah, the city ain't gonna be talking, but you know, we'll see. We'll see. But today, we're going to laugh at conservatives again. Don't worry, we're going to laugh at liberals very soon. But we're going to laugh at the conservatives because you figure it's 2026 now, and people on that side of the political spectrum, they would go into the new year, you know, refresh, leave 2025's BS back there, start fresh. I mean, we're about 10 months away from the midterms. A lot of their political leadership is either going to retire or they're just going to be able to not be able to run for their seat again. So they might have to do the pivot to something else, either the private sector or, you know, try to get on that debate stage for the presidency. But no, they're still complaining. And it's unfortunate because hell with it. It's unfortunate because they're just exposing how liberal they are.
What the hell?
Yes. Take it from somebody who was formerly on that side. Yes. You shouldn't have that much hate in your heart. Life is beautiful. Things grow all the time. Whether it's your 401k or a blade of grass, everything grows, and you should be happy that the Most High has allowed you to exist on this plane and not do you like Charlie Kirk. That's right, I said it. We all have a time clock from the Most High that he's going to tap us on the shoulder and tell us, yeah, get over there, and it's about that time. So we're going to look into that. We're going to look at Mondami's speech and what got them riled up, as you can see by the thumbnail. We're going to look at this white woman, and most of y'all probably don't even know who it is. She said something incredibly stupid on X, and she's rightly getting cooked for it. What you see in the middle is Scott Pressler's post that he put up. I think it was on Wednesday. And it just goes to reinforce my point that he's nothing but a wannabe celebrity figure. He's not really putting in no work. And then this black man over here, boy, I told you about these new political Negroes. So we're going to take a look at what he said. But before we get into all that, let's see who's in the building. Wallow J, hello. Anthony Ruger Phillips, hello. Reparations Nation, hello. Shakur Burton, hello. Lehman Lucas, hello. Miss Nisi, hello. D, hello. Ricky Ross, hello. Emperor Rex, hello. GDS, hello. Mary Satter White, you seem new, but welcome. And for those who have said anything in the live chat or comments, hello. So since we're going to be looking at videos, you must do the customary house cleaning.
Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Now I'm going to start the teaching.
So before we start, I'm going to give y'all something that was not on the agenda, what we're going to talk about. But I figure we start off a little positive. Something happened. Oh, here we go. Let me have it. Jonathan. We will show you. Don't worry. We will show you. But I'm going to give y'all a little taste of something that happened yesterday, and you're going to love it.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern in
what you see on your screen is, I'll zoom out a little bit. It says San Francisco mayor quietly signs reparations fund. What this be? Let's take a look.
Get to work! $5 million payments to eligible Black residents. However, paying for it may take some creative accounting. As the New York Post reports, the city's admitting it can't sign the checks as it's facing a $1 billion deficit.
It's more news on the money front. Home.
So for those who just walked in, that's right. San Francisco say they have signed the reparations fund. Shout out to Black Voltron Reloaded. Your work at those hearings helped to spark this. But they say that they're too broke to make it happen, but they're going to have to figure something out. Let's see how them folk responded to it. And of course, Sassy Benny Johnson was the one who put it up. So there's Middle MAGA, the Black Tucker Carlson. This a Mary King, who, by the way, is a criminal, but he want to get to talking, but okay. They're trying to do blackface, which is all right, because of course they forget that the internet has a digital footprint, but you know, they're retarded. They're going to put up this, ooh, less than 2% of white people own slaves in the United States. Who cares? Okay, fine. Less than 5% of black people commit murder, but y'all don't want us to say, who cares? You want us to own it. Good. So as white people, you should own the fact that you had cousins and ancestors that owned slaves. So you are degenerate human beings. Yeah! See how that works? We continue. Did they get money from the African tribes who sold their ancestors? No, they're going to use that money for the investigations and the lawyers so they can go get more money. Capitalism is beautiful. This didn't happen. All the mayor did was open a bank account with $0, and the sum total of future plans for it is $0 for the next 1,000 years. You're an idiot. And this account, boy, this account is terrible. This account has already been called out for lying, but we're going to let it go. Now, this one I'm doing an investigation on because this motherfucker, we're going to leave that. Now, you know, for a bunch of folk who love to run around and say that they have black fatigue, the bastardized version, they go and take their profile picture and do AI and turn themselves black. They out here white girl rapping.
This is an uppercut. Nah, fuck 'em up. I'm top 2 and definitely not the runner. I ain't got the mojo, lots of bubbles and
for a bunch of folk who have black fatigue, now they want to be black. Everybody want to be a nigga until it's time to be a nigga. All right. So there's that. Shout out to the Black Americans. All right, let's go have fun. Who's ready for the big fun? We're going to start with the white woman. Now, her name is Avery Day. Now, admittedly, I've never heard of this woman a day in my life. And just so you understand, a lot of them like to play libertarian while trying to be a conservative. Always remember that. She wrote Zohran Mamdani is set to be the first mayor of New York City to be sworn in on the Quran. Swearing on the Quran implies a commitment to Islamic law, Sharia, over U.S. laws. This arose the separation of church and state, ignoring that the oath is to uphold the Constitution regardless of the book used. Huh? Wait a minute. Let me read that last sentence again. This erodes the separation of church and state, ignoring that the oath is to uphold the Constitution regardless of the book used. But I'm sure you didn't have a problem when Trump didn't put his hand on the Bible. You're cool with that. You're cool with every president that's had their hand on that Bible, right? They brought the church to the state. Okay. We're going to listen to what she said. And we're going to have fun. I'm sure this is going to be educational at best.
Mayor of New York City to be sworn in on the Quran, the same New York City where 9/11 happened, and the same Quran that tells story after story of their prophet going village to village and killing anyone who does not convert to Islam. There are multiple verses in the Quran that preach kill the disbeliever and seize their assets. There's 489 that says if you reject the faith, seize then slay. Well, they're seizing, all right. Look what's happening in Minnesota. And they did slay on 9/11. Yes, we have freedom of religion in this country. Islam is not a religion. It's a culture. It's a way of life. And it does not accept our way of life.
You mean like Christianity is a way of life? And y'all are upset that people don't want to embrace your way of life? By the way, that's a wild look she got on her face. She looked like a white version of the Pokemon Jinx. I ain't gonna hold you. Well, go ahead.
Because why the heck, my mom asked me nicely to stop cussing as much. I'm gonna try. Why the heck?
How Christian of you.
Is the mayor of Somali
Okay, so at this point, we're about a minute in. You should just stop talking now. You don't even know the mayor of Somali. Oh, Lord. Okay. The mayor of Somali. All right.
Why the heck is the mayor of Minneapolis waving the Somali flag?
Because his culture's there? And when I say his culture, I mean mostly Somalians live in Minnesota, the ones that are in this country. Do you get upset when these white and black and Hispanic and Asian mayors and governors go to these festivals and these parades in these cities and they're walking around participating, even though that's not their culture? You don't find it weird that Miami has a St. Patrick's Day festival and Francis Suarez, who is Cuban, was walking through it? You didn't find that weird, right? You don't find it weird that y'all's, when he was there, Eric Adams was in the Columbus Day Parade. You didn't find that weird. But you're going to knock Jacob Fry for what exactly? Waving the Somali flag. Ah, okay. Okay. All right. By the way. All right.
What is American about that? What is American about getting sworn in on a Quran? We're supposed to be one nation under God.
What is American about Trump not okay? What's American about Trump bringing the Protestant Bible to his inauguration? What's American about that? Since we're gonna play religion games, I just want to know.
We were founded on Judeo-Christian values.
So the Jews run America. Got it.
not Islamic doctrine.
By the way, Muslims were here before the Jews got here. Ooh. Oh my God.
What the hell?
Again, they skip history class. They got to college where they have free time. They could go to the school library. Didn't want to do that. There was literally Muslims here before Jews got here.
I actually
do the mathematics.
Yeah.
Math don't lie.
But again, y'all folk over there on the right don't do no research. But that's okay. That's okay. Trump tell you don't do no research. He just never mind. We'll get to that later.
And who else has been sworn in on the Quran? Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib. Look how that's gone. We've also
What's the problem? That's their religion. What's the problem? Are you telling us you're about religious persecution? That's cool. Keep going.
had some state and local officials sworn in on the Quran in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
And again, look how that's going.
Y'all are putting them in the lexicon because you won't leave them alone and let them fail. You were told to care about something that you didn't care about. I know y'all can't see me, but I'm imitating what she looks like right now. Y'all want to bring up Black Hawk Down now because it's trendy.
They are pledging their allegiance to a doctrine that's not compatible with the United States of America. And not just not compatible.
Okay, I'm going to piss every white person off right now. That Constitution is not compatible with the United States of America.
Uh-oh. Haven't been to the show, so you wouldn't know what it is to win.
I don't need to add.
I feel like we could.
Why don't you look at that Constitution that y'all love to wrap yourselves around? That's not compatible with America. That's why we're having problems right now. Because people don't want to follow it. People don't want to uphold what it stands for. This is why your side continually gets their ass kicked.
Like they want to take it over and openly talk about it because that's what their religion teaches, is what the Quran teaches. Well, yes, again, we have freedom of religion in this country. Islam, what Ilhan Omar, what Rashida Tlaib, what Zoran Mamdani practice, it's not religion. It's oppression.
What do you think Christianity is? Thank you, George Golden. Quran has laws. What laws does the Christian faith have? And if you tell me the 10 Commandments, those are not laws. By the way, she said something in there that I know a lot of y'all picked up on, but you didn't want to say nothing about. She talked about taking out the non-believers. Madam, I'm guessing you're Christian. You want to, you're probably not going to answer this because, you know, stuff like this eludes you and them people like you. You want to explain why your book also said the same thing?
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern in.
This is why I consistently said that Muslims, every time they debate Christians, they get their ass kicked. Your slave manual literally says it. Destroy and kill non-believers. And it's right at the beginning of the book. You know, the one the politician wrote. Oh, Deuteronomy again. Exodus. 1 Samuel. Revelation. Oh, Leviticus. Anyone who blasphemes the name of the Lord is to be put to death. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. 35. This page is 35. Oh, but y'all want to talk about some non-believers. Oh, okay. All right. I mean, do your thing. And as I said, she was getting cooked. Would you be silent if he swore in on Talmud? Yes, she would be.
We recently met and we found out that he's Jewish. His mother was Jewish and his grandmother was Jewish. So, Mr. Mayor, we might find out very soon that you're Jewish. Don't hang out with me. So, welcome to our community. And I want to tell you about Rabbi Indig. Not when your numbers were up, when Adams dropped out.
By the way, Mondami's such an asshole, right? According to these people, that man got on a yarmulke right now talking to them Hasidic Jews. But I thought he hated them because they dropped some document on him yesterday about taking out the anti-Semitism stuff that Mayor Adams put in. I'm sorry, Officer Adams. And they say that should invalidate his mayorship because it's illegal to delete tweets. You heard me correctly. They want him removed as mayor because he deleted tweets. Continue.
First day he called me up and told me, I like this guy and I'm going to meet him no matter what the consequences are. He called me after he met you. He told me, this guy is a friend of the Jewish state.
Where the hell are they at the airport? Jesus.
He's real, he's sincere, and I believe he's going to be the best mayor of New York City, and I'm going to put him all the way. So this is who Rabbi Indig is.
Fucking Starscream and Thundercracker, boy. They flying real slow, ain't they? God damn.
And he represents us all. So congratulations. Why do we have to waste a few weeks on becoming the mayor of New York City? We hope you come back. Absolutely. We believe you will. And you bring along, Eric is going to show you the directions how to get here. Almost there every week. If you're not here, ask Brad, David, everybody.
Eric, did you mean Eric Adams? He was there every week. Keep going. Matzo ball soup must be hitting on.
So thank you for coming. It's an honor.
Thank you so much.
Oh, I thought he hated them Jews. I mean, if he hates them Jews, he's playing it up real nice. By the way, Donald Trump didn't put his hand on the Bible, but y'all was cool with that because he wasn't required to do it. Mondami puts the Quran on top of the Bible and y'all lost y'all mind. Cool. Conservatives, y'all are not starting off 2026 correct. By the way, I'm going to be petty right now. Yes, I am. Look what I did. And when she click it, she going to see her face right there. And she's going to get mad. And I don't care. There's that. Oh, Lord, they are impressive creatures. They are. Anyway, how y'all doing today? I always forget to ask that. We continue. Because, of course, that guy, old Scott Pressler, decided he's going to give his 2025 mea culpa. because he fancy himself a whole MAGA celebrity. And we have to watch this.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern in.
So this is the post he put up. Oh, it was yesterday he put it up. I thought he put it up on Wednesday. This is the post he put up. It said 2025 was an incredible year. He met RFK. Red flag already. Lost 47 pounds. Who cares? It's an impressive feat, but okay, fine. Reposted by Elon. It's not a flex. Made it on television. Met President Trump. Again, not a flex. First time at Mar-a-Lago. I hope you did investigative journalism while you were in there trying to find out what happened to the cheering. But, you know, you're not going to do that. 1 billion impressions on X. Again, not a flex. Especially when them Saudis take it over. It's really not going to be a flex. First time on Fox and Friends first. So we're going back to TV. So you're repeating things now. Joined my view with Lara Trump. Who cares? Even conservatives don't mess with Lara Trump. But okay. Broken an election integrity story. You really didn't. But that's all right. Became an author. Book coming soon. Pennsylvania lowest Democrat voter registration advantage in history. Okay. So we went through all this, right? Tell me, I want to see who was paying attention. Tell me what you don't see on this, since we're going to talk about incredible years. What don't you see him not listing on this little list that he put together? I just want to see. We're going to put on that Jeopardy one time so y'all can really think, because this guy is a clown. All right, let's see. While J said there wins, Cosmic Fury said winning. Exactly. Why didn't you put in your incredible year how you got your ass kicked in 3 places in this country on November 3rd? I'm sorry, November 4th. Why didn't you put that up? You don't want to say how you helped Mondami get New York City because you wanted to wear high heel shoes on Fox and Friends first? You don't want to tell them how you didn't do anything for win some, aka lose some, Earl Sears in Virginia, and she got destroyed by Abigail Spanberger? You don't want to. Hey, Scotty, why didn't you tell them how you went to Jersey for Cinderella and Cinderella got peeled like string cheese by Mickey Sherrill? Why didn't you tell them that? That was a big win. By the way, you forgot to list how they turned on you after Cinderella lost. But you're going to put this up like you did something impressive. You're Charlie Kirk with long hair.
Oh, I don't like saying that. I don't like saying that. Oof.
You are irrelevant. Look, Elon reposted you again. Elon. Elon. Oh my God. They don't want to save the country. They just want to be celebrities. I'm sorry, but I would not put out a list like this when you had 4 major elections in the country and you went 0 for 4. I would not put this. By the way, a little off topic. Remember what I said when they went to go change the name of the the Kennedy Center and put Trump's name on it? Before that, when I said that Trump don't like the Kennedys. Yeah. Yeah. That man. Okay. What president you know, right? What president you know has somebody whose family was part of the presidency? You sit up there and take a shot at them. Huh? I'm just asking. One of them Kennedy grandkids dies and you decide to go take a shot at the family. You had to have Maria Shriver come outside on you. That's insane. Now, y'all gonna be the same ones outside talking about if somebody took a shot at Barron, oh, this is wrong. Uh-huh. Right. Democrats are irrelevant. Oh, really? Really? Democrats are so irrelevant that conservatives all yesterday were complaining about Mondam. But you're right, they're irrelevant. Oh boy, you gotta love them, fam. They don't even know what irrelevancy is. Mondami is your king. And you made it so. Oh my God, y'all are sad. The Quran rules you. Anyway, we're going to continue. Let's get to that black man. Now, I stumbled onto this video yesterday, and I tell you, these new political Negroes, I don't know. We try to tell them, listen, this ain't for you. You have no knowledge of what you speak of. You just trying to get folks to like you. We understand it. You want friends. The left don't like you. We understood it. We understand that the right loves uninformed black people. We understand this. What you're not going to do, though, is sit up there and try to sound intelligent when you can be debunked within 15 seconds. And this black man saw the bear trap and wanted to impress white people so much, he climbed a tree and did the Swanton bomb.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern in.
This is going to be interesting to listen to.
No one hates America more than a liberal Democrat. I mean, if you're white and you love your country, you're a racist.
Wrong. Told you, within 15 seconds, we can debunk him. We never said a white person that doesn't love America is a racist. We never said that. And nobody's ever said that. What we said was, when you want to run around and oppress other people, that makes you a racist. That's what conservatives have been doing. That's what white liberals have doing. They have been trying to oppress everybody so they can elevate themselves under the guise of the flag, whether they're for it or against it. So already, as we said, within 15 seconds, we can debunk him. Continue, sir.
If you black and you love your country, you're an Uncle Tom.
Wrong again. I have black Americans in here that love this country, fought for this country, had ancestors that did fight for this country. They're not Uncle Toms. Those are called Americans. You're an Uncle Tom when you want to follow behind white liberals and white conservatives and other groups that act like that and oppress people and talk crap about other people when your house is not in order. That's when you get called an Uncle Tom. You get called an Uncle Tom when you want to disrespect the black community, but then we go look into your background and you came out of that same community. Tatum Tots comes to mind. You 8-year-old thug you. Continue, sir.
I mean, there's no satisfying this group of people. Just face it. Democrats have fought against everything that was pro-American.
He can't be this fucking... Continue, sir. Continue. Because it was just Democrats, right? The conservatives and the Republicans. Never mind. You got it. Go ahead.
In the last several years.
Okay. Sir, who voted to shut this country down 5 years ago? Was it just Democrats or was it Democrats and Republicans? Put that on your mental. Who voted to keep giving Ukraine money? Was it just Democrats or was it Democrats and Republicans? Who led concerted efforts, not to mention how BRICS is whooping the dollar's ass right now, and keep that from the American people? Was that just Democrats or was that Democrats and Republicans? Who voted to keep the government closed? Was it just Democrats or was it Democrats and Republicans?
Never mind what they've been doing since Trump took office. But time and time again, they have shown that foreigners and other interests are much more important than American people.
Interesting that he said that. Interesting that he said that. I'm going to play that again just for context, because now all of a sudden conservatives love context.
Last several years. Never mind what they've been doing since Trump took office. But time and time again, they have shown that foreigners and other interests are much more important than American people.
Really? I'm glad you said that. So glad that you said that. We remember what happened last year, July 3rd, do we not? Do we not remember that day when he say we have to keep the illegals here and we're going to leave it in charge of the companies and these people to keep them here? We remember. Oh, black man, you don't remember this? Well, beauty of the internet. There's always files.
You know, let me go here. There's I'm gonna move on. There's a growing concern in.
Huh? This ain't no Democrat doing this unless you about to call us. Unless you about to call us. And I'm talking about us. You saying we wrong for saying they got to go? Yo, president said they get to stay. Came up with a whole plan. Now, Trump is a Republican. So where was the Democrats on this? Trump pitches plan allowing farmers to vouch for illegal immigrant workers facing deportation. He said that in Des Moines, Iowa. Middle of farmland country. Oh, okay. All right. There you go. Interesting. Continue, sir. Tell us more.
Get to work!
Yet that man signed a bill giving Ukraine $800 million over the next 2 years. $800 million. Do you know what we could do with $800 million in this country? You could fix the supply chain or begin to fix it with $800 million so you could get these prices down. You could invest that in the children, putting STEM programs back in these schools. You can improve infrastructure. You could use $800 million to improve the FAA system so these planes don't keep getting into these near crashes and the system don't constantly go down because you're so relied on Amazon Web Services and Oracle. I think that would be nice. Hell, you could give, like he say, it's woke. You could give the rural areas of the country internet access, which would probably open you up to new voters who would get reliable information. But no, you want to give it to Ukraine. 8,000 miles away. You want to give the Middle East $1 trillion to sell us out. But you're right. He don't hate America. He love America. Continue. Okay. We found one. We've never given Ukraine money. Okay, so you're trolling. Got it. You're trolling. Okay, got it. Keep going. Everybody, everybody Democrats didn't want to release. Republicans released it with redacted names and charges. So what are we saying? No sound. I don't know what the hell going on. All right, I might have to replay it. Hold on. Oh, he said that's not money. Oh, okay. Okay. That's not money. Okay. Okay, that's not money. Blitzkrieg, you know what we're going to do for you? I don't know why it's not sounding. I'm going to replay it. Give me 1 second. I don't know why it did that. That fool said it's no money. So what we're going to do for you, Arian, since you want to tell me that I'm lying, because that's not money, because I don't know how the hell Ukraine is going to... We're going to help you. This is what we're going to do for you, killer. This is what we're going to do for you. I'm going to dare you, right? Listen. We know it's hard for you to listen because you got that Deborah Mayo version in your cabinet. I'm going to dare you to click that link and come prove to me that he didn't give them $800 million. And I want you to, and I'm going to dare you to prove that it wasn't money. I'm going to dare you. Because I know you won't do it. But I'm going to play this again. Y'all let me know if the sound worked.
You know, I just realized something. No one hates America more than a liberal Democrat. I mean, if you're white and you love your country, you're a racist. Mm-hmm. If you black and you love your country, you're an Uncle Tom. I mean, there's no satisfying this group of people. Just face it. Democrats have fought against everything that was pro-American in the last several years. Never mind what they've been doing since Trump took office. But time and time again, they have shown that foreigners and other interests are much more important than American people. And you've made it perfectly clear. I mean, if the Trump administration or the last 6 months of the Trump administration hasn't shown you anything, it has shown everybody that Democrats hate America. But they hate Donald Trump more. So in hating Donald Trump, they hate America because I feel like they want to retaliate against the people who helped put him in office. So in turn, they're going to make everybody suffer. So this is going to be a very interesting 4 years because now they have these judges that try to stop and block everything that this man tries to push. You guys are screaming about the Epstein files. Who's stopping that? Federal judges that were appointed by Barack Obama. Make it make sense. Yet Trump is getting the blame for it. How, Sway?
I don't see you clicking that link. I think you're a coward. I want you to explain this to me. How the hell is Ukraine supposed to get weapons if you don't pay for it? You think he's just going to give it to them? How do the manufacturers that are based here supposed to, what money they supposed to use? Come on, I can show you all this right now. Oh, we saw it, and she cool with it. Come on, Arian, come on. It's not a loan because they don't have to pay it back. We already looked at it. No, it's not old equipment. Are you? This guy is retarded. You didn't read that bill, did you? I know you did it. Oh my God. He said it's old weapons. Yeah, he told US manufacturers to start creating weapons for Ukraine, but it's old weapons. Okay, so let's play the game. So you're willing to give them $800 million in old weapons and give it to another country. Weapons. Wait a minute. So a president who keeps telling you that he don't like war, he don't like bombing nobody, he gonna give away old weapons that has his name on it to another country that's gonna go bomb a country he's trying to strike a peace deal with. But tells US manufacturers yet again to go start building weapons for him. Okay. All right, you're right. You're right. Old equipment. Oh man. Oh Lord. Come on, click that link. It's not hard. Click that link. Wrong. Oh God. Oh. Oh. All right. You're right. He's not directly giving it to Ukraine, but he's giving it to NATO to give to Ukraine. But you're right. He didn't spend no money to go do it. You're right. You're right. Mister, I don't wanna have no more wars, but you giving Ukraine money after telling them that you wasn't gonna do this during the election cycle, and a year later you're doing it. Okay. Okay. Oh Lord. Aaron, you're just proving my point. Y'all accept anything. Now, if I said all this and replaced the name with Biden, you would be flipping out right now. Oh, were you upset when Biden gave them cash? Were you upset? Did you know the Ukrainians were over here? Did you know that? They were here in October. You think America is just going to give away weapons and give no cash? How are they supposed to buy the rest of the stuff? Oh no. I tell you, they dumb. Oh man. But that's okay, Aaron. We understand. We understand. Yes, he did. See? I told you. See? I told you. Oh no. Oh no. All right. All right. Because again, you just giving them weapons, but you don't give them cash to continue buying the weapons. What are they supposed to do? Use the ordinance that was already used as a barter system? Huh? Sir, there ain't no hate over here. I don't like either side. You just told me there's no cash, so why are you worried about food and medical supplies? I didn't know you could buy that with a missile. They were literally paid. Thank you. They were literally paid to come here to go to HBCUs. But you're right. Ukraine didn't get no money. It's okay. I understand, Arian. I understand. They're white and you're going to have to protect them even if you don't like them. I get it. I get it. You don't know how politics works. Ukraine got cash reserves. You didn't know this? Let me ask you a question. Why would the US government admit that they're giving another country cash? Why would they admit that? You saw what happened last time with Obama with, what was it, Iran? When people were circulating that picture of the pallet of money, you saw how people flipped out. Imagine if you saw a news story saying, well, the US just gave $160 million to Ukraine in cash. Y'all would be outside. Oh, by the way, since you told me that the US never gave cash to Ukraine, do you want to amend that statement? He said, prove it. Okay. Okay. Do you think I could prove it?
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern in.
Since you told me Biden never gave Ukraine cash, it doesn't matter if that was their cash. Y'all lost your minds. People lost their minds when they saw the pallet of cash. But I want you to answer this. Since you told me Biden never gave him cash. Because I think you think that tangible assets are the only thing that gets traded in the world. No dollars passes through nobody's hand. So what we gonna do for you? He didn't give it to him. Okay. He didn't give it to him. So he didn't create the document that gave him $6 billion. Them in South Korea and a couple other countries that Trump signed in 2018. That didn't happen, right? Okay. So what we're going to do for you, Arian, because you clearly don't know how to go research things. You clearly don't. What we're going to do for you is we're going to let you start off the new year correct. How you ask? Well, we're black, so we do it a little bit differently.
Smoke wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
I had that loaded up just so he'd fall into the trap. Because I bet you he's not going to understand that Trump gave them money. He didn't have to sign that document. He could have taken the hit. Yes, I'm posting games because that's fun. Play the Riddler. I can do that. I could troll him all day, but it ain't fun. It ain't fun no more. You're not fun no more. You got, instead of saying sorry, let's move on. You could click the link and we could have had a conversation. No. You don't want to have conversation because you are like the rest of them. You'll believe anything that somebody tells you and you won't go look for it yourself. So what we're going to do for you is we're going to let you have it. Go start your second day of the year correct. Now we move on. I tell you they dumb. So what we're going to do now is we're going to trigger them more. Mondami said a whole bunch of nothing in his inaugural address in the cold. So now he got the keys. I want to see if he's going to screw up New York more, or was everybody lying and he's actually going to do something impressive. I have no whore. I have no whores. Correctly, I have no whores. Like Mondami has no ideas to help. Yes, and he will lose his money again and sell that app to cover the losses. And it's going to be fun. Here we go.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern in.
By the way, Trump is trying to start a war with Iran, but I bet you he wasn't going to tell me that was a lie too. Bet you he was. But go ahead. Mondami, tell us everything.
Get to work! Today begins a new era. I stand before you, moved by the privilege of taking this sacred oath, humbled by the faith that you have placed in me, and honored to serve as either your 111th or 112th mayor of New York City. But I do not stand alone. I stand alongside you, the tens of thousands of you gathered here in Lower Manhattan, warmed against the January chill by the resurgent flame of hope.
Oh,
I stand alongside countless more New York.
ABC7, you are diabolical. They picking out all the Muslims. This is diabolical. Go ahead.
Watching from cramped kitchens in Flushing and barbershops in East New York, from cell phones propped against the dashboards of parked taxi cabs at LaGuardia, from hospitals in Mott Haven and libraries in El Barrio that have too long known only neglect. I stand alongside.
That's gangster. He didn't even mention Staten Island. That's crazy. This is going to be fun. And that's where most of them cops be staying at. Oh, this is going to be fun.
Construction workers in steel-toed boots and halal cart vendors whose knees ache from working all day.
Oh, shit. He said, yo, the halal carts work the hardest in the city. Boy, this is, man. This is what I be, this what I be wanting, fam. You don't understand. You don't understand. This is what I be wanting.
I prayed for this and it happened.
Get some.
I stand alongside neighbors who carry a plate of food to the elderly couple down the hall. Those in a rush who still lift strangers' strollers up subway stairs. And every person who makes the choice day after day.
By the way, and Kira, that's wild. He looked like the Rock Mama. But anyway, Kira can attest to this. All them halal cards that he just mentioned now got brick and mortar setups. Yeah, Kira, tell him I'm lying.
Even when it feels impossible to call our city home. I stand alongside over 1 million New Yorkers who voted for this day nearly 2 months ago.
Keep going.
And I stand just as resolutely alongside those who did not. I know there are some who view this administration with distrust or disdain. or who see politics as permanently broken. And while only action can change minds, I promise you this.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a New Yorker, I am your mayor.
I mean, that's true. You're on paper.
Regardless of whether we agree, I will protect you, celebrate with you, mourn alongside you, and never, not for a second, hide from you.
You say that now, and then that first mass shooting that happens in the city, that's going to tell us everything about you.
I thank the labor and movement leaders here today, the activists and the elected officials who will...
What did you just say? Say that again.
Regardless of whether we agree, I will protect you, celebrate with you, mourn alongside you, and never, not for a second, hide from you. I thank the labor and movement leaders here today, the activists and the elected officials who will return.
So you're putting the activists on the same level as the politicians. Okay. Okay. Keep going.
Turn to fighting for New Yorkers the second this ceremony concludes. And the performers who have gifted us with their talent.
Performers.
Thank you to Governor Hochul. Thank you as well to Mayor Adams. Dorothy's son, a son of Brownsville who rose from washing dishes to the highest position in our city, for being here as well.
Oh, shit.
Dorothy's son, a son of Brownsville who rose from... To Governor Hochul, thank you as well to Mayor Adams.
Damn, they booed that man. Go ahead.
Dorothy's son, a son of Brownsville who rose from washing dishes to the highest position in our city, for being here as well.
Damn. And they had to have him sit there. Woo. Nasty word. Hey, where's that squeeze you had? Oh, you left her home? Say less.
He and I have had our share of disagreements, but I will always be touched that he chose me as the mayoral candidate that he would most want to be trapped with on an elevator. Thank you to the two titans who, as an assembly...
I was going to say something so disrespectful, but I'm going to let it ride.
Member I've had the privilege of being represented by in Congress, Nidia Velázquez, and our incredible opening speaker, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Well, she's still on vacation, so I'm sure that was an easy check to get. Why she look like Tia? Look at Schumer up there. Jesus, look at this rogues gallery, bro. Boy, Batman would have a problem if he was real.
Have paved the way for this moment. Thank you to the man whose leadership I seek most to emulate, who I am so grateful to be sworn in by today, Senator Bernie Sanders.
That's right. Bernie swore him in. A dude from Vermont swore him in. Wait a minute. You couldn't ask AOC to do it. You asked Bernie Sanders. How does Bernie Sanders represent New York? Yes, that is Chuck Schumer from Midwood. Oh my God. But he in Vermont. He was better off using Schumer. At least Schumer represents New York. This is and somebody listen. New York got hella Walgreens around. Y'all couldn't get this man a comb. You could go to Beauty Supply Store, get this man a comb. Come on now. He looked like Doc Brown. Come on. This is embarrassing. And I'm surprised Schumer ain't got one of them nasty burgers. But, you know, it's probably too cold for that.
Thank you to my teams, from the assembly to the campaign to the transition, and now the team I am so excited to lead from City Hall. Thank you to my parents, Mama and Baba. For
You know, his dad, I ain't gonna hold you. His dad looked like a whole. His dad looked like he run a whole criminal organization. I ain't gonna hold you.
raising me, for teaching me how to be in this world, and for having brought me to this city. Thank you to my family from Kampala to Delhi. And thank you to my wife, Rama.
Oh, shit. She about to put it on that, man. I'm telling you, he be watching Daredevil Born Again, and he think he Wilson Fisk. Go ahead.
For being my best friend and for always showing me the beauty in everyday things. And most of all, thank you to the people of New York. A moment like this comes rarely. Seldom do we hold such an opportunity to transform and reinvent. Rarer still is it the people themselves whose hands are the ones upon the levers of change. And yet we know that too often in our past, moments of great possibility have been promptly surrendered to small imagination and smaller ambition. What was promised was never pursued. What could have changed remained the same. For the New Yorkers most eager to see our city remade, the weight has only grown heavier. The wait has only grown longer. In writing this address, I have been told that this is the occasion to reset expectations, that I should use this opportunity to encourage the people of New York to ask for little and expect even less. I will do no such thing. The only expectation I seek to reset is that of small expectations. Beginning today, we will govern expansively and audaciously. We may not always succeed, but never will we be accused of lacking the courage to try. To those who insist that the era of big government is over, hear me when I say this. No longer will City Hall hesitate to use its power to improve New Yorkers' lives.
Now, you know damn well, Anthony, that's a vuvuzuela. Come on now. Jamaicans are on their third job when he was doing this. Come on now. You got to make sure the oxtails are ready. You know better than that.
For too long, we have turned to the private sector for greatness while accepting mediocrity from those who serve the public. I cannot blame anyone who has come to question the role of government, whose faith in democracy has been eroded by decades of apathy. We will restore that trust by walking a different path. One where government is no longer solely the final recourse for those struggling. One where excellence is no longer the exception. We expect greatness from the cooks wielding 1,000 spices. From those.
You hear him? Yo! You hear him? Cooks with 1,000 spices. So now he putting over the South Asian restaurants, bruh. Hey, y'all's restaurant week finna go hard, boy. Them Indian restaurants gonna be all over the place. 3 courses with the free naan. Get it.
Those who stride out onto our Broadway stages and from our starting point guard at Madison Square Garden.
So you knob slob and pause. Jalen Brunson now. Oh, by the way, I gotta go get that video of Lupita Nyong'o and Zoran. Let me go get that.
Let's demand the same from those who work in government. In a city where the mere names of our streets are associated with the innovation of the industries that call them home, we will make the word City Hall synonymous with both resolve and results. As we embark upon this work, let us advance a new question, a new answer to the question asked of every generation. Who does New York belong to? For much of our history, the response from City Hall has been simple. It belongs only to the wealthy and well-connected, those who never strain to capture the attention of those in power. Working people have reckoned.
Don't tell the conservatives that they might come up there.
With the consequences. Crowded classrooms and public housing developments where the elevators sit out of orders. Roads littered with potholes and buses that arrive half an hour late, if at all. Wages that do not rise and corporations that rip off consumers and employees alike. And still, there have been brief, fleeting moments where the equation changed. 12 years ago, Bill de Blasio stood where I stand now as he promised to put an end to economic and social inequalities that divided our city into two. In 1990, David Dinkins swore the same oath I swore today, vowing to celebrate the gorgeous mosaic that is New York, where every one of us is deserving of a decent life. And nearly 6 decades before him, Fiorella LaGuardia took office with the goal of building a city that was far greater and more beautiful for the hungry and the poor. Some of these mayors achieved more success than others, but they were unified by a shared belief that New York could belong to more than just a privileged few. It could belong to those who operate our subways and rake our parks.
Now, Nene, you know you was wrong for that. You know you was wrong for saying that.
Those who feed us biryani and beef patties.
Oh my God. Biryani and beef patties. Oh my God. Black Americans. I know y'all tight. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. He said it. He love him some Golden Crust, boy.
It could belong to those who operate our subways and rake our parks. Those who feed us biryani and beef patties. Picanha and pastrami on rye.
So the Argentinians and then the Jewish delis.
And they know that this belief could be made true if only.
Damn, he just skipped all the soul food. He didn't even mention Sylvia's. Damn.
Government dared to work hardest for those who work hardest. Over the years to come, my administration will resurrect that legacy.
The hell?
City Hall will deliver an agenda of safety, affordability, and abundance, where government looks and lives like the people it represents, never flinches in the fight against corporate greed, and refuses to cower before challenges that others have deemed too complicated. In so doing, we will provide our own answer to that age-old question.
What's that?
Who does New York belong to?
Not
well,
you.
my friends, we can look to Madiba and the South African Freedom Charter.
Oh my God.
What the hell?
Yo, my man is doing it. Don't you just love it when them politicians tell you they ain't gonna leave nobody behind, and the second they start talking, they leaving people behind? That's crazy.
And refuses to cower before challenges that others have deemed too complicated. In so doing, we will provide our own answer to that age-old question. Who does New York belong to? Well, my friends, we can look to Madiba and the South African Freedom Charter. New York belongs to all who live in it. Together, we will tell a new story of our city. This will not be a tale of one city governed only by the 1%, nor will it be a tale of two cities, the rich versus the poor.
Then that's not New York, sir. That is the greatest story in this country, the rich versus the poor. Come on now.
Will be a tale of 8.5 million cities, each of them a New Yorker with hopes and fears, each a universe, each of them woven together.
This motherfucker just said that New York City is the MCU. Get some.
Jesus Christ. Is this a joke? Huh? Are you joking right now?
Wrong. Wrong. I already outlined why he's bad for New York months ago. Try again.
The authors of this story will speak Pashto and Mandarin, Yiddish and Creole.
Shout out to the Haitians. The Haitians, y'all getting a little bit of a shout out. Go ahead.
They will pray in mosques, at shul, at church, at gurudwaras and mandirs and temples. And many will not pray at all. They will be Russian Jewish immigrants in Brighton Beach.
You just called Russian immigrants atheists. This is crazy. He almost white girl rapping.
This is an uppercut. Nah, fuck him up. I'm top 2 and definitely not the runner. I ain't got the mojo, lots of bubbles and
This is, yo, shout out to DJ Cardamom. Shout out to him. He is dropping lyrics.
Gurudwaras and mandirs and temples. And many will not pray at all. They will be Russian Jewish immigrants in Brighton Beach, Italians in Rossville, and Irish families in Woodhaven, many of whom came here with nothing but a dream of a better life, a dream which has withered away. They will be young people in cramped Marble Hill apartments where the walls shake when the subway passes. They will be black homeowners in St. Albans, whose homes represent a physical testament to triumph over decades of lesser paid labor and redlining.
Kira, you want to explain to him who inhabits St. Albans? Because I was next door at Hollis. Y'all want to tell the folk who don't know? So now, okay, shout out to the Caribbean. They got a shout out now. Shout out to Pat Mar Bake Shop if it's still there on 205th Street and Linden Boulevard. Shout out to him. Oh, no. Shout out to Fambria. No, it's not gentrified, Ricky Ross. That's a Caribbean neighborhood. The grocery store down the street on Linden Boulevard at 217th, right next to Springfield Boulevard, that is a Caribbean supermarket. It's not bad. Shut up and listen before you talk. I never said it was bad. My point was, all these politicians talk about everybody's going to be coming with me, and then they start talking and they start leaving people out. I'm not laughing at him for it. I'm laughing at the fact that he mentioned St. Albans, of all places in the city, a very small neighborhood. That's why I started laughing. I'm laughing at the fact that he has American-born New Yorkers there and he hasn't mentioned them one time. That's why I'm laughing. Specifically, Black Americans that live in that city, and he hasn't mentioned them one time. He's mentioning damn near the United Nations. That's why I'm laughing. Because I find it funny that he's bringing Black Americans into his administration for PR purposes, but he's not addressing the concerns that they've been saying since he's been on that election cycle for over a year. That's why I'm laughing. Has nothing to do with racism. Because remember, y'all's president and others in positions of power said this is not a racist country.
They will be Palestinian New Yorkers in Bay Ridge.
Palestinians now.
Who will no longer have to contend with a politics that speaks of universalism and then makes them the exception.
So you gentrify Bay Ridge, and now you put the Palestinians down there. Get some.
Few of these 8.5 million will fit into neat and easy
Wrong.
boxes. Some will be voters from Hillside Avenue.
Let me help you, sir. Let me help you, since you don't know this channel.
Let me tell you something, man. See a thing named police, politician. Me not trust none of them boy, the road boy. Remember.
Now he gonna mention Hillside Avenue. So he's about to mention the Indian/Guyanese population. Let's go.
Few of these 8.5 million will fit into neat and easy boxes. Some will be voters from Hillside Avenue or Fordham Road who supported President Trump a year before they voted for me. Tired of being failed by their party's establishment.
Oh, shit.
The majority will not use the language that we often expect from those who wield influence.
Thank you for validating me. Thank you for validating me, Mandami. What I said when you won the election. You ran a conservative election. You ran a conservative campaign.
For too long, those fluent in the good grammar of civility have deployed decorum to mask agendas of cruelty. Many of these people have been betrayed by the established order. But in our administration, their needs will be met. Their hopes and dreams and interests will be reflected transparently in government. They will shape our future. And if for too long these communities
have actually did it, we proved it. I know. You don't know how to think critically. I know. He did run a conservative campaign. He brought the issues to light and offered solutions. He didn't need to go knock Andrew Cuomo. That's what real conservatives do. They focus on the issues. Cuomo acted like a liberal. He just kept knocking him. That's why you conservatives over there embraced him, even though he's a Democrat. Oops. And let me help you too, Israel. When he won, notice how none of them conservatives put up his video and tried to knock him. You know why? Because he had his family on there, his wife and his parents. He ain't had no blue hair, septum ring wearing fool up there as his old lady. His parents weren't no hippies. They couldn't say nothing to that man. Oops. That's why they're doing 9/11 memes. That's all they got. That's something a liberal would do. Oops.
From one another. We will draw this city closer together. We will replace the fragility
ICE already
of
went.
rugged individualism with the warmth of collectivism. If our campaign demonstrated that
Sir.
the people of New York...
Okay, I'm gonna do something for you like I did with the last dude. I'm going to prove it to you face to face. Click that link. Click that link. Click it. I dare you. I've already proven that his policies aren't going to work. I already proved that the only reason why he's in office is to give the Jewish community the city contracts that they've been aching for decades, so they could flip it into the federal contracts that are worth more money. They already said it multiple times. Remember, the conservatives were running around saying that he hates Jews, but every time you see him with Jews, he's around them and they're sitting there laughing and politicking. Funny for somebody that hates Jews, you're going to be around them. Even Fox News had to admit, we don't see where this hate for Jewish people are. So go ahead, click that link and let me explain it to you. Correct. Let them find out the hard way. Correct.
yearn for solidarity, then let this government foster it. Because no matter what you eat, how you pray, or where you come from, the words that most define us are the two we all share.
That was him responding to the video of him eating with his hands.
New Yorkers. And it will be New Yorkers
that
who
dude right there is tired, bro. That dude started yawning.
that most define us are the two we all share. New Yorkers. And it will be
My man right here is tired, bro. He like, wrap this shit up, boy.
New Yorkers who reform a long broken property tax system. New Yorkers who will create a new Department of Community Safety that will tackle the mental health crisis and let the police focus on the job they signed up to do. New Yorkers who will take on the bad landlords who mistreat their tenants and free small business owners from the shackles of bloated bureaucracy. And I am proud to be one of those New Yorkers. When we won the primary last June, there were many who said these aspirations and those who held them had come out of nowhere. Yet one man's nowhere is another man's somewhere. This movement came out of 8.5 million somewheres.
Wrong. Because some of them somewheres were voting for Cuomo, Adams, and Sliwa, sorry. No. You got over because, again, you ran an effective conservative style campaign. You went to the small areas. You went to the large areas. You went on national and local TV, and you also went on the smallest channels possible. It was smart. You put yourself out there. That's how you're supposed to do it. Now they're going to hold you to account. That's why I said earlier, the first mass shooting you have in that city, that's going to tell us everything about you. Go ahead.
Taxi cab depots and Amazon warehouses, DSA meetings and curbside domino games.
You hear him? DSA meetings.
The powers that be.
DSA meetings. Let's go.
He had looked away from these places for quite some time if they'd known about them at all. So they dismissed them as nowhere. But in our city, where every corner of these 5 boroughs holds power, there is no nowhere and there is no one.
Yes,
there is only New York
has.
And there are only New Yorkers.
He didn't mention it in here, but he said the first day he's going to tackle the tenant stuff and try to get them more rights. So there's that. Let's see how he performs on that.
8.5 million New Yorkers will speak this new era into existence. It will be loud. It will be different.
You sure it ain't gonna be loud with all the moving trucks? Just saying.
It will feel like the New York we love.
They are cold.
No matter how long you have called this city home, that love has shaped your life. I know that it has shaped mine. This is the city where I set land speed records on my Razor scooter at the age of 12.
Okay, so now we're gonna try to go into the anecdotes. Okay. All right. Whew. This should be fun.
Quickest 4 blocks of my life. The city where I ate powdered donuts at half times during AYSO soccer games and realized I probably was not going to be going pro. The city where I devoured 2 big slices at Coronet's Pizza, played cricket with my friends at Ferry Point Park, and took the 1 train to the BX10 only to still show up late to Bronx Science. The city where I have gone.
Well, of course you were going to show up late. The Q1, the 1 train is a local train. Of course you were going to show up late. Damn. Oh, shout out to the Palestinian flag right there. Get some.
On hunger strike just outside these gates. Sat claustrophobic on a stalled N train just after Atlantic Avenue and waited in quiet terror for my father to emerge from 26 Federal Plaza. The city where I'm
going to leave that one alone.
Took a beautiful woman named Rama to McCarran Park on our first date and swore a different oath to become an American citizen on Pearl Street. To live in New York, to love New York, is to know that we are the stewards of something without equal in our world. Where else can you hear the sound of the steel pan, savor the smell of sancocho, and pay $9 for coffee on the same block?
Now, are you going to lower the coffee prices? Now, that's what they want to know. Bring back the dollar coffee.
Where else could a Muslim kid like me grow up eating bagels and lox every Sunday?
Kissing the Jew's ass again. Keep going.
That love will be our guide as we pursue
Bagels and lox is
our
going to be
agenda.
their guide.
Here, where the language of the New Deal was born, we will return the vast resources of this city to the workers who call it home. Not only will we make it possible for every New Yorker to afford a life they love once again, we will overcome the isolation that too many feel and connect the people of this city to one another. The cost of childcare will no longer discourage young adults from starting a family, because we will deliver universal childcare for the many by taxing the wealthiest few.
I'm sure Howard Stern, Stephen Colbert, I want to say maybe Jon Stewart. I want to say all ABC 7 who's covering this, all their anchors, CBS 2, NBC 4, Fox 5, WPIX 11. I'm sure they want to hear that. The people at CNN and Fox News and MSNBC who live in New York, I'm sure they want to hear that, who live there. I'm sure. We know they live outside the city, a lot of them, but you know, working in the city, you got to fill out them forms saying that you work in the city. I'm sure they want to hear that. I'm sure the Knicks players that live in the city, I'm sure they want to hear that. The Rangers players that live in the city, the Mets players, the Yankees players. I'm sure they want to hear that. Jets, Giants players. I'm sure they want to hear that. All right. You got it. All those people on Wall Street. Park Avenue wants to hear that.
Those Those in rent-stabilized homes will no longer dread the latest rent hike because we will freeze the rent.
So you're going to raise it, then freeze it. Get some.
Getting on a bus without worrying about a fare hike or whether you'll be able to get to your destination on time will no longer be deemed a small miracle because we will make those buses fast and free.
Are you serious? I forgot about Spectrum News. I know it as New York One News. I dated myself. Beef patties are about to be $8.
These policies are not simply about the costs we make free, but the lives we fill with freedom. For too long in our city, freedom has belonged only to those who can afford to buy it. Our city hall will change that. These promises carried our movement to City Hall, and they will carry us from the rallying cries of a campaign to the realities of a new era in politics. 2 Sundays ago, as snow softly fell, I spent 12 hours at the Museum of the Moving Image in Astoria.
Why?
Listening to New Yorkers from every borough as they told me about the city that is theirs. We discussed construction hours on the Van Wyck Expressway and EBT eligibility, affordable housing for artists and...
So hold up. They still fixing the Van Wyck? Van Wyck been getting fixed since I was a child. Damn.
Ice raids. I spoke to a man named TJ who said that one day a few years ago, his heart broke as he realized that he would never get ahead here, no matter how hard he worked. I spoke to a Pakistani auntie named Samina.
Whoa. And what was your solution for TJ?
Told me that this movement had fostered something too rare, softness in people's hearts. As she said to me in Urdu, "Logo ke dil badal gaye hain." 142 New Yorkers out of 8.5 million. And yet, if anything united each person sitting across from me, it was the shared recognition that this moment demands a new politics and a new approach to power. We will deliver nothing less as we work each day to make this city belong to more of its people than it did the day before. Here is what I want you to expect from the administration that this morning moved into the building behind me. We will transform the culture of City Hall from one of no to one of how. We will answer to all New Yorkers, not to any billionaire or oligarch who thinks they can buy our democracy.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit, bro.
Is he serious? Sir, most of your projects now that y'all have in the city, I'm not talking about the apartment buildings, I'm talking about the stuff that they're about to build. You need corporate sponsorship to get it off the ground. What are you talking about? How the hell are you gonna pull this off? So when y'all still building them high rises, you think them folk that live in that city finna pay for it? Huh? He don't fucking get it. Sir, you're walking into a situation where Brooklyn is unaffordable. Manhattan, forget it. The Bronx is about to become unaffordable. Queens is nearing where Brooklyn is, and nobody going to Staten Island. Where do you expect these people to live? How do you expect them to do business? A lot of them businesses, they don't want to tell you. A lot of them move to Westchester. They moved their home office to Westchester to avoid paying the tax increase you're going to have to do. They would rather pay the commuter tax. Yonkers just got named the 5th safest city in the country. You don't think the businesses might want to incorporate in Yonkers? Like, what are we doing? I mean, this talk is great, but you ain't got to live this life no more. You were an assemblyman. Now you're mayor. You get free housing, essentially.
Y'all trying to get me go to hell.
Taxpayers are paying you to live in the governor's mansion. I'm sorry, Gracie Mansion. But you got it. Go ahead. Give us more.
We will govern without shame and insecurity, making no apology for what we believe. I was elected as a democratic socialist, and I will govern as a democratic socialist. I will not abandon my principles for fear of being deemed radical.
Get some.
As the great senator from Vermont once said,
What'd he say?
What's radical is a system which gives so much to so few and denies so many people the basic necessities of life.
That ain't what he said. Oh, no. No, no, no. Who mans is this? Huh? I want y'all to tell me who mans this is. New York, I love you to death, but I don't know what y'all doing.
We'll make a deal now, or you're gonna be wearing wings. I'll take your best shot. No deal. Oh, come on, man. Let's be reasonable. Ain't nothing to be reasonable about. Look, Geechee. I said let's talk, my man. You team up with me, and we'll rule this town from river to river. Never will so few owe so much to so many.
That's what he said. Never have so few owed so much to so many. He's trying to sell that to these people, not even realizing that he's going to have to go kiss corporate ass today. Presumably Monday. But all right, he got it.
We will strive each day to ensure that no New Yorker is priced out of any one of those basic necessities. And throughout it all, we will, in the words of Jason Terrence Phillips, better known as Jadakiss or Jay to the Moi.
If you saw the documentary I put up yesterday, I have a whole chapter about hip hop. You put out that man whole government.
Be outside. Because this is a government of New York, by New York, and for New York.
By the way, since we're quoting Jadakiss, is it allowed? I'm not advocating for this, but he did at one time threaten to hit Diddy with a refrigerator from the top of his office building. Since we're quoting Jadakiss, just saying.
Before I end, I want to ask all of you, if you are able, whether you are here today or anywhere watching, to stand with me. I ask you to stand with us now and every day that follows. City Hall will not be able to deliver on our own. And while we will encourage New Yorkers to demand more from those with the great privilege of serving them, we will encourage you to demand more of yourselves as well. The movement we began over a year ago did not end with our election. It will not end this afternoon.
Somebody getting their car robbed.
It lives on with every battle we will fight together. Every blizzard and flood we withstand together. Every moment of fiscal challenge we overcome with ambition, not austerity, together. Every way we pursue change in working people's interests rather than at their expense, together. No longer will we treat victory as an invitation to turn off the news.
You couldn't get your wife some gloves, brother. All right. I'm saying Walgreens around the corner. I had them for about $9.99, but goddamn.
From today onwards, we will understand victory very simply. Something with the power to transform lives, and something that demands effort from each of us every single day. What we achieve together will reach across the 5 boroughs, and it will resonate far beyond.
He finally mentioned Staten Island.
There are many who will be watching.
Mm-hmm.
They want to know if the left can govern.
Oh, shit.
They want to know if the struggles that afflict them can be solved. They want to know if it is right to hope again.
He stole the car.
So standing together with the wind of purpose at our backs, we will do something that New Yorkers do better than anyone else.
What's that?
We will set an example for the world. If what Sinatra said is true, let us prove that anyone can make it in New York and anywhere else too. Let us prove that when a city belongs to the people, there is no need too small to be met, no person too sick to be made healthy, no one too alone to feel like New York is their home. The work continues. The work endures. The work, my friends, has only just begun. Thank you.
They cut it off right when he put his arm in the air. Conservatives lost their mind, by the way. I'm finna show you something. They say, why didn't they say something that looked like a Nazi salute? I said, okay, why didn't y'all put it out there? But all right. So there was that. Okay. Now, 2 more things and then we're going to get out of here. I did mention that Lupita Nyong'o says this is her friend for 20 years. And she wanted to celebrate this man getting elected.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern in.
Yeah. There's that. And the last thing we're going to do. Trump threatened Iran again. Iran is about to become his op. And he must have had something that is akin to alcohol because that man could not spell the other day.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern in.
He wrote, if Iran shots and violently kills peaceful protesters, which is their custom, the United States of America will come to their rescue. We are locked and loaded and ready to go. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald Trump. Sir, why are you ready to go wage war with Iran? That sounds like an Iranian problem. Is it because they punked you over those nukes last year? But there's that. Just really quickly. But I could leave and, you know, y'all get ready to live the rest of your Friday. But why would I do that? We might as well go off on a positive note. We started positive. We're going to end positive.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
You knew I had to do it. I seize everything. Now, for those who don't know, this is Matt Nuclear. Well, I call him Matt Unclear. This is the fool that got cooked by Amanda Seales so bad that his black conservative brethren and sistren voted him off that chair during the Jubilee debate. He decided he gonna put an AI photo of himself with a bigger afro looking like Thomas Sowell, which is fine, whatever. We don't care. Tariq got a line with this, but that's okay. I don't care about that. Matt Unclear decided he needed to go see Tariq because he said Tariq was running from him. So he joined Tariq Live over there on TikTok. And from what I heard, it did not go well. We'll figure out for who.
Good. I was wondering if we could set up a formal debate.
Hop on camera, Matt.
Nah, I don't feel like hopping on camera. But everyone knows how I look like. It's on my account.
Why don't you want to hop on camera, Matt?
Because it's sure I'm not going to.
I'm hoping that was his audio difficulty and he wasn't talking in his home language. Just saying.
Do all of that right now. So that's that.
Got it. By the way, Matt is his family's Angolan. All right.
I mean, by that same logic, your family is Ghanaian. So that's that. I don't get the point. Because your ancestry, it's called genetics. Your genealogy traces back to Western Africa, no matter how much you try to deny it.
Shit. Everybody's ancestry traces to Africa.
False.
That ain't false. My ancestry goes to Africa, Europe, Asia, and here, sir. I'm a foundational Black American. I'm not a continental.
Yeah, but there's also something called like haplogroups, right? Like that's what you're failing to understand is that you specifically come from a set group or multiple different tribes in Africa. You have like maybe 20-30% European DNA, but you're at least 70% Western African.
No, because those tribes didn't exist centuries ago, sir. Many of those tribes became codified in the last a couple of hundred years. So no, I'm not a part of that, sir.
Genetically. Yeah, you are.
Genetically, I'm part of some of the Native American tribes too, going by that logic.
4 to 5% maybe, but you're 70%.
That still ties you to it. Oh my God.
West.
So because you might have less than 10% on some continent, that doesn't tie you to the people that conservatives. Seriously, I really need y'all to start vetting these people before you start elevating them. This is starting to really tick me off. Y'all just let anybody talk for y'all because they say something that you like. And y'all not listening and making sure that what they're saying is totally in line. Or at the bare minimum that they're smart. Tariq literally said, I have ties to Africa. I also have ties to America. You still want to make him African, even though he told you I have ties that I trace to America. Oh my God.
African, bro, we can look at you the same way I can look at a Native American and Chelly's Native American. Same way I look at a Chinese, Chelly's Chinese. Same way.
No, because you've had white people that told you they're Native American and y'all believed them. You never asked no questions. But a black person telling you that they're Native American, you want questions and documents. So it's not the same. The only reason why y'all saying that now because of of Elizabeth Warren lying. We're not going to do that.
That I can see a Western African that lives in America, bro. You're Western African. You can't take that away from yourself.
Yeah, but I've had an ethnogenesis. I have African genetics, but I have an ethnogenesis here, sir. I'm not a continental African. If I go to Africa, I'm a foreigner. You're African because you came directly from Africa. I'm not a continental African. I'm a foreigner if I go to Africa. Just like your family had to fill out paperwork to come here. I didn't.
So it's really simple. Well, I mean, paperwork was needed in order to make you an American and naturalized. I mean,
what? He was born here. Where's the paperwork? He was born here. You mean his birth certificate? That's the paperwork you're talking about. He's talking about paperwork. Your family had the right on your behalf. Your customs papers, your visa application, your stuff to become a citizen. That stuff, that's paperwork. People born in this country only have their birth certificate. That entitles them to a social security card and then to get a driver's license. He's not serious. My God.
Yeah, it was like for example, 13th Amendment, the Emancipation Proclamation of 1863. Those things were paperwork that made you American. So paperwork was necessitated to make you American as well. 13th and 14th Amendment.
No, but that's not paperwork.
Americans because we built the country and we were able to vote.
Wrong.
Even before the 14th Amendment. No, what you mean wrong?
So the reason why you're specifically wrong is because the Immigration Act or the Naturalization Act of 1790.
No. Wrong where? No, I said we built the country and we were able to vote. What was wrong about that? Let's slow down. What was wrong about that?
Have legal power to vote, right? Under the naturalized.
No, they had power to vote before. If you owned property, you were able to vote. White people just didn't like it when there was going to be a sudden exodus of black people voting. That's why they put the laws in place to make sure that they didn't vote. How does this boy talk about he's part of the right side of history? He don't even know history from a country that he immigrated to. Boy, I need to keep listening because I'm about to start laughing.
Act of 1790. Do you know what that was?
Sir, we voted before then, sir. There were places in this country that we voted before that time, sir. Do you not know history?
Sure, like who?
Black folks who had
in different states, sir.
Give me the name of the person who was voting prior to 13th Amendment.
Yeah, there were several.
Can I get some names?
But I can't name the specific person.
Oh, there you go, because they weren't voting. How's that?
They were voting.
They weren't voting.
So you're not even arguing in that.
Paperwork made you American, man.
No, it didn't. We were already American, sir. It didn't.
The reason why you weren't American is because of the Naturalization Act of 1790, which basically made it so the only Americans were free white men that swore an oath to the Constitution and that resided in America for at least 2 years. Those were the only people that were actually considered people that could vote. You have to own. You also had to own land as well, right? Which the majority of Africans didn't own. But paperwork made you American, brother. You weren't considered American because you were a slave here. You weren't literate. They didn't teach you how to read or write. I mean, read Frederick Douglass and what he was talking about. I mean, simple fact.
That's not true, sir.
Oh God. Okay. All right, Matt. I mean, you could have looked this up. You literally could have looked this up. And I'm not even Black American, and I fucking knew this. Because it's called Cracking Open a History Book. I know you went to them schools up there in Maine, and they taught you their history. Your history in this country goes beyond the borders of Maine. It's literally right there. The requirement was that you had to be free and own property. They let you vote. Again, they didn't want the entire population of Black people voting. That's why they put the laws in place. How did you not know a year prior there were Black people voting? And then the next year they came out with this. He got it though. He's intelligent. I told you I'd start laughing.
That's not true at all. What you're saying is not true at all. You know that? Oh, goodness, sir. We were able to vote in this country for centuries, sir, in certain states. Free black men could vote in certain states.
What year?
In the North and the South. In Massachusetts, black men were able to vote. In New Hampshire, black men in Vermont, black men were able to vote. In New York, black men were able to vote. This is very well documented.
In what year?
Sir. We're talking 1800s. Also, in New Jersey, they revoked black men's voting rights in 1807. Get your pen and write this down. Document this stuff. We were able to vote. They revoked it in certain periods, but we were able to vote at certain times. All right. Even in Pennsylvania, we were able to vote. They started getting funny style with it around 1838. All right.
That's actually false. So the 15th Amendment was supposed to guarantee black men specifically to vote. The 15th Amendment barred racial, it basically barred people of different racial groups from being prevented from voting specifically.
Oh, God. So you went to the 1800s when he just told you the 1700s. Oh, God. This kid. But you were just sitting there advocating for the Naturalization Act. That was in 1790. My God.
Obviously, the Voting Rights Act of 1965 made it so that Southern states couldn't impose jails, but the 15th Amendment granted you federally the ability to vote. We're talking about like...
He's talking about the states and he's going federal. He doesn't get the concept that the federal government was not necessarily what it was today, yesterday, in the yesteryears. The states had more autonomy and power than the federal government. He don't realize that. he want to be one of these intellectuals. My God. Conservatives, y'all got to do better, man. Y'all really got to do better.
Actual certain states didn't have slavery. Didn't mean slavery didn't exist, obviously, right? That doesn't mean slavery didn't exist. If you're talking about like an example of a one-off example in one...
Slavery didn't stop till 1970. What is he talking about? Oh, you're going to give me the Emancipation Proclamation. How'd that work for Juneteenth? They literally had to stop slavery in the 1970s. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sure you knew that, though. Sure you knew that.
One state where someone might have been allowed to vote, sure, but that's not like a generalized thing.
So now you're admitting, no. So now you said we couldn't do it at all. Now you're conceding that we were able to vote.
I'm not sure that's true because I'm not finding any source on that here at all.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I just gave
I literally found it in 10 seconds.
You just told me. You didn't give me a source. You didn't give me a reference.
Oh, just look it up.
I just looked it up. Are black men voting before the 13th Amendment? It's
right.
You couldn't have looked it up. You couldn't have, because how did I find it? I'll show y'all what I put in. That's what I put in. Black people were voting before 1790. Literally put it in. What do you mean? What were you looking for? Get off of Google. Oh my Lord. That's how I found that link I put in the chat. The timeline of black people voting. Again, if you were either rich or you were in a certain state as a black person, as long as you were free, you could vote. But he gonna tell you that black people didn't vote until the 14th Amendment. Federal. Yet they were voting in states before the federal. He got it.
New Hampshire. All right. Black men voted in New Hampshire before the 14th Amendment. All right. Black men voted in Maine until 1820.
I'm only seeing stuff in the 1860s, sir.
No, sir. Where are you looking at, sir?
I'm using a search engine and I'm looking at National Museum of American History. I'm looking through
The National Museum of American History, that's been notorious for having incomplete records. Yes, for those who don't know, you can go look this up. The National Museum of American History has long been called out for having incomplete records.
the history, National Archives. I'm not finding anything here.
In Connecticut? Okay, let me look up some stuff, because I don't know why because I know some of this stuff. Well, we were in fact voting as free people.
Before the 13th Amendment.
Yes. I'm talking about going back into the 1700s, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, what are you looking up, sir? Tell me what sites are you looking at?
I just named you the sites I'm looking at, so I'm not finding any credible evidence of this.
You haven't told me one site.
I told you National Museum of American History. I told you history.com, nationalarchives.gov.
History.com.
And I'm not seeing
history.com. History.
anything on that.
Okay.
What I'm reading here from the archives.gov, it says that the 15th Amendment was passed by Congress and ratified during the Reconstruction era when the progressive wing of the Republican Party dominated Congress during the decade following the...
Why are you bringing up federal stuff when he's talking about states? Like, are we serious? Again, he's talking about individual states who, again, at that time were stronger than the federal government. You're talking about individual states putting out declarations on who can and cannot vote, which the federal government had no say-so over. And he's really trying to argue the federal. But when DeSantis does something positive that flies in the face of the federal, they will exploit it. When Wheels did something that benefits Texas, they will exploit it. When Kemp does something down here in Georgia that flies in the face of the federal government, they exploit it. When McMaster's does it in South Carolina, they exploit it. When the governor of Tennessee does it, they exploit it. But you can't figure out that back in the day, they did the same thing. God damn.
Get to work! The end of this U.S. Civil War. So again, the 15th Amendment barred, racial discrimination and specifically reference to voting, right? And then states like southern states specifically imposed Jim Crow laws. And the only way that was able to be essentially destroyed was with the Voting Rights Act of 1965, which banned any sort of tests to prevent adults from voting, like literacy tests or competency tests.
He's not serious.
But if you were able to own land in certain places and you were black, some black people in certain states were able to vote.
Well, I'm not seeing any evidence of that, but even if that was true, some black people own slaves. That doesn't change the general narrative and the general situation, right?
Name them. Who are the black people who own slaves?
Over 3,000 of them. I can give you the names.
Go ahead.
Give me some of the names.
Okay.
Give me some of the names of these black people who owned these.
I bet you he brings up John Henson. I bet you he does. And if you're going to go see Tariq, why didn't you have this stuff loaded up already? You should have had tabs ready to go. You over here clicking stuff. He's searching for this live, fam. I thought you conservatives with this, black people own slaves. Y'all supposed to have this stuff ready on deck. Y'all should have folders on your computers ready to just drop knowledge. Y'all over here searching on Google for it.
Slave with 3,000 black people.
I'll give it to you. Hold on.
Go ahead. I want to hear this. We're still searching.
So Antoine Duplet, William Ellison, these were some of the people that owned slaves, not to mention Anthony Johnson. So the first, this is actually interesting. You mentioned Angola. This is really interesting. The first slave owner in America was technically a black person from Angola named Anthony Johnson. He came here into the 1600s. And in the 1600s, there wasn't necessarily slavery. There was indentured servitude. So you would work only for like a certain period of time that you gain your freedom.
So he was so confident he killed his own argument. Indentured servitude. Indentured servitude. Indentured servitude. Indentured servitude.
Anthony Johnson was able to gain freedom, and then he made one of his black, indentured servants for life because they tried to escape, and he became the first slave owner in America. He was a black man.
That's not true.
Yeah, Anthony Johnson. Look up a story.
So that's been wrong.
I'm telling you, it's real history. We have the documents.
The first slave owner, technically, was Hugh Gwynn. All right. His slave was John Punch. That was before Anthony Johnson. Google what I just said.
So I just Googled it. So if you want me to read AI overview, I can.
I just find it funny that he had to prop up Anthony Johnson because he was from Angola. I know y'all didn't miss that part.
And I can show you my screen. Hold on.
Okay.
Wait, you just said you weren't going to get on camera. Now you're going to get on camera to show this?
Google what I just said. It was Hugh Gwynn. And it was
okay, I just Googled it. So it says here, yes, Anthony Johnson is widely considered to be one of the first, if not the first, black slave owners.
He killed his own argument again. You said Anthony Johnson was the first. Now, even Google told you he was one of the first, not the first. You killed your own argument again.
Google what I just said. It was Hugh Gwynn. And it was
okay, I just Googled it. So it says here, yes, Anthony Johnson is widely considered to be one of the first, if not the first, black slave.
So they don't know if he was the first. That's just speculation. Again, let me help you, Matt. Google, all it does, it goes by off what people search for. If y'all keep putting that man's name in there, yes, it's going to boost his name up, but also whatever records they have, they're going to push it forward. That's why it says one of the first, if not the first. They don't even know because a lot of records are not on Google. They're still in books. This is why you got to crack open books. That link I put in the chat, that is from a college. That means somebody cracked open a book and did the research. Y'all got to stop always using Google. Then y'all want to criticize people for using Google. You got to crack a book. This is why history classes are very important. This is why knowing your history is very important outside of whatever the internet tells you. This is why it is imperative while we have the ancestors around and the predecessors around, we tap them for knowledge about where we come from. Because once they're gone, that legacy starts to erode. This fool wants to be an American authority figure on American history using Google, who's telling him he's wrong.
Get to work!
owners in the British American colonies. A black man who came as an enslaved servant in 1621.
It does not say an enslaved.
Gained free.
The boy can't even read. He said an enslaved servant. It says indentured. He was paying off a debt. My God. I see why y'all had fun the other night. I see why now.
Freedom, became a prosperous landowner, and in 1655 successfully sued for a black indentured servant, like I told you earlier, John Kaser, to become his slave for life.
He sued to get that man away from white people. Was he not supposed to do that? And by the way, all them slave owners you brought up that were black, a lot of them brought those slaves so that they could have their family next to them. But y'all don't love bringing that up.
So I mean, maybe he wasn't the first, but he was at least one of the
Oh,
first.
there we go. He wasn't the first. He sounds like Whoopi Goldberg where she said grape. It wasn't grape. It was grape, but it wasn't grape. Okay. He wasn't the first, but he was one of the first. But you said that he was the first.
All right. Okay.
Unless you can find me one prior to 1621.
He just told you.
Yeah, Hugh Gwynn, sir. Hugh Gwynn. He's a white man. Gwyn. Hugh Gwynn. Okay. Johnson live for the longest. Hugh Gwynn was the first one.
There you go. Hugh Gwynn was a British colonist who owned the first legally sanctioned slave in the colony of Virginia, John Punch. Let's see what year it was. Let me see. In 1640, indentured servants John Punch, a Negro, Victor, a Dutchman, and James Gregory, a Scotchman, fled their master Gwynn. So he had white slaves. The three were captured and returned to Gwynn. The General Court of Virginia ruled that all three be whipped, but Punch would be Gwynn's slave for life as punishment for escaping. Yes. So he went from indentured servitude to slavery, but doesn't dissuade the fact that he was the first one legally sanctioned slave in the colony of Virginia.
He had a Punch that was enslaved for life.
So hold on. Actually wrong. So let me show you.
What?
Yeah, I'm Hugh Gwynn. You have it right here. In his case, with an African servant.
By the way, he's using AI. By the way, just want y'all to understand that he's using AI. He's going off the AI answer.
Named John Punch in 1640 is a landmark in American slavery. This was 1640. What I read to you earlier here says 1621.
He was an indentured servant. He didn't even own slaves yet. He can't do this. He can't be doing this. So you saw 40 and knew 40 when it comes to dates is later than 21 and you thought this was a gotcha?
Is when this man had the indentured servants.
No, he didn't. That's when he came.
Specifically.
Oh, God. It says when he came. It says it right there. Pause. It says it right there when he came as an indentured servant to America. He didn't even have slaves yet. What is he talking about?
Anthony Johnson. So, yeah, he was the first slave owner. He came before Hugh Gwynn.
It says he came as an indentured servant in 1621. He wasn't even... God, this boy. Hey, conservatives. This? Where's the rest of it? I want the rest. Where's part 2? There you go.
Who was the black? No, we hear you, sir. What you're doing, because what you're doing.
Oh, you're interrupting me now. Because you're wrong. You're
How am
debunked.
I wrong?
Okay, again, you asked me a very simple question. Your original question
You can't
was,
even read
what
the
was the
name I
name of the
told
black
you.
person who owned slaves? I gave you the name.
He didn't own.
Listen,
slaves first.
if you want to argue,
No, sir. He
Yep.
he was from your homeland. No.
That's where you're from.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Yes, you
You're from
are.
here. I'm not. No, I'm not.
Yes.
No, I'm not.
Don't
I'm
do it to
not.
yourself.
No. I'm not. I'm not a continental African, sir. I'm not you.
I don't know why you keep using that term because
Because you're a continental African. You're from Africa. You're literally from there. You literally emigrated. You were born in Africa, sir, in the country of Angola. And when you were 3, your family filled out papers to get you into the airport and through customs to fly to America. You're a continental African. There's nothing wrong with that. Matt is acting like he was born here. You don't get to play Rebirth in America, sir. You said it yourself. You did not grow up in Black America. You grew up in Maine. You grew up around white people and other Africans.
Continental African. I'm not, sir.
right. So be more specific. I don't know why you're even using the term continental African because there's North Africans, there's East Africans, there's West.
That's a continent, you retard. Africa's not a continent now? Oh no. You don't know what continental means. Okay.
Africans. There's many Africans.
Somebody who had to fill out paperwork to come.
You had to fill out paperwork in order to become a citizen. Yes.
No.
How did Tariq Nasheed as a baby fill out paperwork to become a citizen? How do you do that? Maybe he's going to explain it. I want to see how he's going to explain. Somebody that's over 50, him in his early 20s, he knew how and what the process was for Tariq Nasheed as a baby when he wasn't even a thought 30 years prior, how Tariq filled out that paperwork. I want to hear how he's going to explain it.
I didn't.
It's simple.
No, I didn't. No. Foundation on Black Americans, we never cut a deal with the white supremacists here. We've never cut a deal with them. Y'all had to cut deals with
Quick
them,
question.
sir.
Sure. Let me ask you a quick question.
No.
Ooh.
We've never had to cut deals with them. And by the way, hold on one second. Family, is my mic good? Somebody said my mic is low.
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, okay, got it. Somebody was texting me saying my mic is low. But yeah, we never cut a deal. Now, Angola, y'all cut deals with the Portuguese. Y'all cut deals with a whole bunch of people. Those tribes cut all types of deals. We never cut a paperwork deal that legitimized.
Let me ask you a question then. What was the American Colonization Society?
That was a whole bunch of white supremacists and a couple of their Sambos sending a handful of people over there to Liberia.
In what year?
Most of us didn't go. With who gives a shit? Most of us didn't go over there.
That's not the question. You said you never cut a deal with the white supremacists. You did. In 1826, you did.
No, we didn't.
You did. So let me finish.
No.
That wasn't Black Americans that did that, sir. Oh Lord, that was the government. That wasn't them. Remember, you said they had no power in the 1800s. How the hell? So they had no power. Black Americans had no power in the 1800s, according to what you said, until the white man gave them legislation. But you telling me they had enough power to go sit up there federally and tell them we want to go back and to set up legislation and the money set aside to go send them back? Or was it they were getting tired of the slave revolts and they needed to get that element out because they didn't want it happening all over the country? Which is it?
See?
Oh, how? No, see, nothing. We didn't cut no deal.
I'll tell you how.
No. Most of us.
Why are you freaking out? I'll tell you how.
No. You're not going to lie. Most of us.
Finish, brother.
No, you're not. Let me put this shit in the right context before you start lying. Most foundational Black Americans were not with the American.
I didn't say most. I never said most. I never mentioned it.
No, we didn't.
Hold on. Let me finish. Thank you.
No, we didn't.
Brother, let me finish, man. Why are you getting so?
No, you ain't going.
Why are you panicking? Just let me finish. Why are you panicking?
No. I'm not panicking. We didn't cut no.
Okay, but let me finish.
Most of us were against going over there.
I didn't say most. You said you never cut a deal. Let me finish. So
never did.
In 1826, let me finish, brother. Okay, let me finish. Okay, if I'm wrong, just debunk me after I'm done. Let's have a
I'm
cordial
just debunked you
conversation.
already, so your lying is mute. Whatever lie
So
you
it's
about
not.
to tell
So
is
it's not a
mute.
lie. It's objective reality. But just let me finish.
No, it's moot. It's moot.
Okay, just let me finish. So in 1826, a bunch of foundational Black Americans went to the American Colonization Society that was headed by James Monroe and James Madison. And they asked for resources to go back to Africa and have a colony there. James Monroe and James Madison gave them the resources to go back to Africa, and they did. You guys were the original fleeing tethers, not to mention, yup.
Oh my God.
You guys were the original fleeing tethers. The original ones.
Yeah, again. Yeah, that's so ridiculous.
What's the capital of Liberia?
Yeah, most of us didn't
Monrovia, because of James Monroe.
Yeah, most of us weren't with it. So yeah, you just lying. It's just you being
About
a lying.
how many of them went?
Yeah, you're a fleeing lying.
You're the original.
Harriet Tubman wasn't with it. No. That's you trying to make us like you. We weren't with no, we didn't. That's why we're still here. We didn't go. No, we didn't. Most of us didn't go. Only yes, I'm muting you.
Plead.
You have to lie. No, we didn't. That's why we.
Sir, they said between estimates 10 and 12,000 slaves went. What? Remember, they weren't citizens. According to y'all's logic, they're not citizens. So how are they fleeing tethers? How? Number two, if only 12,000 went and there were millions over here, where is the fleeing? How did most of them flee? How do you sit up there and say most of them went to James Madison and Monroe to go get this deal done? How? That makes no sense. Unless you're about to start playing per capita games. Explain that.
Then why are so many of us here?
Right, because not every single one.
Oh.
He just debunked himself again. Let me help you, Matt. When you start talking about a group, most generalizations mean majority. That's what it means. If I say white people, people are going to think I'm talking about the entirety of white people unless I qualify it. When you talk about foundational Black Americans, you're talking about the majority of Black Americans. When Charles Barkley sat there at that press conference at the Olympics, denigrating your people, when he said Angola's in trouble, he was talking about, he didn't clarify it. People thought he was talking about the entire nation. That's why they made a whole big stink about what he said. They knew he was talking about the team, but they overly emphasized that he was talking about the country as well. And he had to come back out and explain that I wasn't talking about the country. This is what you young, dumb conservatives don't understand. You guys just start talking because you're in front of somebody that you're told to hate and you think you're getting over, and your way of quote unquote debating, you're debunking yourself before you even prove your point. And I find it funny that you wanted to be paid to debate Tariq. Now you're doing it for free and you're looking dumb. He actually saved your life, because if you would have paid for this and how bad I'm looking at this and you lost, you would have given up money to take an L. I don't think you would have been around Twitter and have your fans sit there and say that you won. But go ahead, give us more.
Not every single one fleed, but you still fleed.
Why do we have damn near 45 million people?
Sure, really quickly.
Right, no. You're trying to make us like you.
I'll explain. Really.
No. Yeah, a handful of
Panicking, man.
Who panicking? I'm cool as a cucumber. You're the one having to lie. You're lying and projecting. You're lying and projecting your Angola fleeing mindset, sir. You're a failed tether. And you had to flee to us, sir.
Monroe.
No, ain't nobody rocking with James Monroe. You're a fleeing, lying tether over here with us, sir. We ain't you. We didn't flee. That's why we're still here in our ancestral homeland, sir. You're over here mad, fleeing, and upset because you had to flee your failed homeland to come over here to the foundational Black Americans. So you lying. Ain't nobody fled to no damn Liberia. No, none of us. Most of us were not with that, sir. Most of us were not with that, sir. You're not going to lie. No. You're trying to project, sir. Most of us did not. No, sir. You're the one getting hot and bothered. You're not going to talk over me and lie, sir. We're not going to do that. This ain't the immigration office. This ain't the immigration office. You're not going to wipe your ass. No. You don't get to lie. No. You're arguing in bad faith. You don't get to lie. No. You don't get to lie. Calm down. You got to calm down. Take some of that Jollof and bushmeat out your system. Calm down.
Eating bushmeat if you're still in Africa, by the way. You're the only reason why you're not eating.
We're not continental Africa.
The reason why you're not.
We ain't you, sir. We're foundational. We didn't flee and we didn't make a deal. We didn't flee nowhere and make a deal, sir. I ain't no damn Liberia. None of us have been to Liberia, sir. We ain't been nowhere near not Liberia.
Debate.
You want us to be a fleeing tether like you, sir? I've already defeated you, sir. I've already defeated you. I got you lying and trolling. I've got you lying and trolling right now. You're lying and trolling, sir.
I just love the fact that you keep hearing him just keep hitting that mute button. Man, I don't think you realize that maybe you watched it on a playback. You debunked yourself multiple times. You can't even, he couldn't even read what the AI on Google was telling him. That's crazy.
You're lying like a bitch right now, sir. I got you all lying. You don't have an argument, sir. You're just trying to project your fleeing tether mindset onto us, sir. And it doesn't work like that, man. You dig? It doesn't work like that, man. We're not
God in heaven. Indentured servitude is not slavery. How many times? Oh, God. It's not slavery. It's not even the same thing. Oh, God. Where is the slavery in this? Where's the slavery in this? Tell me how an indentured servitude that had a indentured servant that had a contract that they could be let out once their debt is paid is the same as slavery when you worked for nothing. When you were taken from somewhere and worked for nothing, you received nothing. Tell me where. DSA, no. What Matt said was that most Black Americans went to Liberia. Most of the slaves. No, they didn't. The number's not even close. It's about 10 to 12,000 slaves went back. The rest of them stayed. He making it seem like most Black Americans just left. Sir, what do you mean that's not the definition? So you're telling me slavery, slavery? So slavery is not working for free. You're doing labor for free. That's slavery. You're not being paid. Indentured servants got paid in the form of travel, being put up, paying off a debt. They are making money. They're just not receiving it. It's going towards their debt. That is not indentured servitude. It literally says it right there. Slaves did not get any form of compensation. Jesus Christ. I literally have the definition on the screen and he's still trying to tell me that. That's not payment. He don't even know. And he spelled clothes wrong. They got the, so you're telling me they got the spice called clove. They ate cloves. Or did they wear cloves? Did they put it on string and make like a fishnet? Boy, you don't even know what you talking about. You wasted your whole hour and a half from the last time you said something to type that, and you were wrong. How you go 90 minutes and still wrong? You had time to decompress, go get something to eat, take a run, go to the bathroom, take a shower. Well, y'all folk don't really shower. Maybe you shower for the new year. You could have went and rotated your tires. You could have put the fluids in your car. You could have got laid, and you came back in here and said something wrong. Boy. Woo.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, you're just saying shit at this. You're trolling at this point.
Let me
Thank you
finish.
so much. I beat you. Let me take a victory lap, all right? Yeah, you're trolling at this point, sir. Oh, yeah. You're not just going to troll. Yeah, I'm going to mute your trolling ass. Yeah, that's a tap out. Yeah, that's a damn tap out. You don't get to troll. The hell you talking about? No, buddy. Yeah, you trolling at this point. No, you ain't going to just use this place as a troll farm. Talking about we fled to Liberia. You trolling. We ain't in no damn Liberia. We didn't go to no damn Liberia. What a handful of people did, and most of them came back, by the way, the little handful that went over there.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you're not going to try to troll your way through this. Most of us weren't with no damn Liberia.
Oh, before I go. An indentured servant is not owned. Since I have to explain this to you, I figured somebody who claimed that they white would have figured this out. You're not owned as an indentured servant. You could walk at any time you want. You got to owe whatever money you still got left, whatever deal you cut. In contrast, slavery involves the complete ownership of a person who's forced to work without any rights or the possibility of freedom. Huh. Guess what? As an indentured servant, you could get paid. Slaves didn't get paid. Tell you, these people dumb. Anyway, I gotta go to work. What? Sir. Oh my God. No, you don't have slave labor in jail because they get paid, sir. You didn't know that? You didn't know the American justice system pays inmates? You didn't know that? You didn't know that? Yes, they get paid in cents. Yes. You know when they used to make them jokes and show them videos of them making license plates? Yeah, they got paid for that. Do you know that in California, fight wildfires, they give you about $1.10 an hour to go fight wildfires? Yes. That's one of the highest paying jobs you can get. Working in the laundry room, you get paid. Working in the kitchen, you get paid. Sweeping up, you get paid. It's not $20 an hour, but you're getting something, and they give you that money when you get out. Interesting. I'm surprised you didn't know that. He said slave labors. There's laws on the books where you can't do that. That's a civil rights violation. I know. I'll help you since you didn't know. There you go. Inmates typically earn between 12 cents and 40 cents per hour. Those working in federal prisons can get 23 to $1.15. Look, states, you can get 14 cents to $2 per hour, with national average around 63 cents per hour. Here's another one, 33 to $1.41. Here, I'll help you. You can read this later. Correct. As a form of punishment. As a form of punishment. Yes. But it's illegal to have slaves. Oops. You figured out the Constitution. Now you're trying to be funny and nobody is laughing. Because there's more white people like your cousins in jail. So maybe you need to go liberate them. Oops. But we know you're international. We know. We understand Israel. We get it. No, Miss Nisi, I'm leaving. You can leave him. Anyway, y'all, hopefully you learned something. If you did a dumb job. If not, I try to be better next time. Maybe he will be John Brown. Maybe he will be, but he's Israel. So, he's probably on Netanyahu's Johnson right now, but that's okay. Indentured servitude is not slavery, you retard. And we just showed it to you on the screen. I understand over there in Europe, you can't read because the Muslims are taking over. I understand that. You need to learn how to read. I know over there, whatever country you living in, I know they got libraries. I think you need to go read. Thank you so much. Anyway, y'all, I'm going to go into work. Y'all enjoy the rest of your Friday. It's the first Friday of the year. Be productive, be warm, stay safe, and you know what to do when the agents of chaos come to mess up your existence.
Oh, here it goes!
Time's up.
Get your ass up! We gotta get out of here now!
But did we have a good time here? Hello?
Gotta get your groove on!
At the end of the day gotta end.
That's it.